I'm Susan Snyder, and I am a curator at the Holocaust Museum. We have a series of diaries that were written in a subcamp of the Buchenwald concentration camp in Weimar, Germany, called Sömmerda. The subcamp was a munitions factory during the wartime, and it employed mainly the use of Hungarian slave laborers, sometimes Romanian, Czech, all women. One day I pulled a diary for a family who was coming to look at their collection. A few months later, another person called me and said his mother had passed away. He had a diary he wanted to donate. When I realized the two diaries were from the same place, Sömmerda, I decided that I would look into our collection to see what we had. We had two more diaries, and once we pulled records of everyone who was in Sömmerda who had registered with our Registry of Holocaust Survivors, I realized there were 85 people, 40 of whom lived in Brooklyn. We were able to connect with some of those women, and we were able to find one more diary. Just through using the diary in the permanent exhibition or in publications, another person stepped forward and had another diary. So we have half a dozen of these diaries. The munitions factory employed these women to do a variety of things. One of the things was to paint the bullets a specific caliber. When I went back through the notes of the women who donated the diaries, one of the women, Lily Isaacs, had mentioned that she used the paint that they were painting the munitions with to create the diaries. So they were using scrap materials that they found within the munitions factory to create these diaries, and they did it clandestinely. And for them it was a way to document their experiences, but more importantly, have some kind of freedom and creativity, which they didn't have on a daily basis. We received Lily Isaac's diary in 1994. We actually received two diaries from her. This is one of them. As you can see, Lily painted the front cover, and on the back, she painted the names of her family members, including herself. She writes it to her father and her brother. God be with us and help us. Dad, Gabi, my darling, where are you? It is possible that you are also near the sirens, and you are afraid just like us. And somehow I feel you couldn't care about anything anymore, only to be together just once more. Please, God, just one more time. We should be together, all of us. The sirens stopped. The planes left. We really deserve to be together. We have three diaries that came to us after people were already deceased. We don't have their testimony except for in the form of this diary. This is very important for the museum. It helps us to better understand the time period, not only historically but personally. I would urge anyone who has diaries to please come forward. We are still very interested in learning more.